What is good, guys? I just had an insane walk through the woods to get to one of the most epic spots. I'm gonna stop right here before I enter into what I'm seeing right now. Right now, we are at the TV show set for the show Salem, a TV show based upon the Salem witch trials. If you didn't know what that was, up in Massachusetts a long time ago, I don't exactly know when, back in the 1800s though, they used to suspect women of being witches, and they used to hang them. And this was a TV show based upon the Salem witch trials that had happened back then. This is a real life story. These things actually happened, and they made a TV show about it. Now the set that I'm looking at right now, that I'm about to show you in another 30 seconds, is absolutely incredible. Absolutely completely detailed, just like you would see back in the old days. This is going to be an insane explore. We're gonna go through all the buildings in this town. We're gonna check it all out. We gotta kind of stay quiet, kind of in a sketchy area. It took a lot to get here today. This is why I'm opening like this. I just want to get in here, get the footage for you guys, and get out of here because, like I said, this is super sketch. But this is what I'm looking at right now, guys. Right there is where they used to have all the hangings. And right there is where they used to put all the witches' heads in before the hangings. And that's where they were trapped for days, maybe weeks, maybe even a month or so, until they were hung up there. And it looks like they even had things for decapitations, maybe, possibly. I'm not exactly sure what those ones that are up there would do holding you. But usually you'd see a bucket underneath that, and then you'd see, well, a guillotine. But I don't see a guillotine. Is it a guillotine or a guillotine? I say guillotine sometimes. That's what this is. This is where they used to hang all the witches in the TV show. Not in real life, but this is what they would have looked like, for sure.
Our secret hearts must know that I am innocent. Please.
So down here, I got to be a little bit careful because over there, I almost fell through the wood over there. I came very close to falling through the wood. So this has been abandoned since 2014. So the fact of the matter is that this wood has not been treated in a long time and has just been getting rained on and all kinds of bad stuff happening to it without being treated. So you could fall right through it. But we're gonna head down to the jail right now. Just take a look at that cell.
Don't believe you're a witch.
But I do believe you possess something of dark magic power.
So this is what it would have been like if we were locked up inside of these cells here. If we were witches, and the really bad witches went in there. That was solitary confinement for the witches. But they used to be able to talk to each other still. But the jail, someplace I don't ever want to be. So the buildings here are basically all just facades, you know, because it's like a movie set, it's a TV show set. But I guess where they were shooting inside of, they used to have to make the inside look like it would look, unless they were shooting that in Hollywood or something like that. But it looks like they did use this church or chapel that I'm standing inside of for interior shots. So it does, in fact, look like a church. It's all made out of foam. It's all made out of styrofoam. Every bit of it. All the headstones. All made out of stone. Just movie props.
I believe the board is ready to vote. Captain Alden has been accused of the practice of witchcraft. Those who believe that Captain Alden's distinguished character renders such accusations baseless. Five for dismissal.
Isaac has been freed?
Yes.
Go take a walk into the house next door to the chapel, and as you can see, it's just empty. Pretty much everything that they had here was just probably so they could film out of. So they had the ladders set up over there, so probably the film crew can get up there and film out of the top windows up there. I like that light. It's weird that they would have the light there, but it is in front of the window, so I guess it just gives it more aesthetic.
Terrible truth for you, sir.
Walking through the little village here, I really love this. I love this point in time. I love colonial times. They really nailed it down. It kind of reminds me of walking through Disney World. I really kind of feel like I'm at a theme park right now, just kind of walking through colonial times. It's very cool. Really, I mean, just for movie sets, everything's just a facade. But even at Disney World, everything's kind of just a facade with something else on the inside of it. But they did this really well, and you could tell it's just all movie sets, and they just all let it go. It's all crumbling. Look at this, guys. Everything is just rotting and crumbling in on itself. This is actually, it actually is styrofoam. This is just styrofoam. I could put my finger right into it. You know what? It's just really cheaply done stucco. It's just a really thin layer of cheap stucco. But the brickwork definitely seems, it doesn't seem real, but it is. It's just a skin. That's all it is. It's just a mesh skin. So right now we're standing inside of just one of the homes that are down this road here, and you can see that it's nothing but curtains and 2x4s basically. It's just a facade. It's not even built really well. It's just here. I don't even think they really have to follow codes in the movie industry, not for like living codes, but I guess it's just to be practical and have it up and not fall in on everybody. You can see the header work here. But for something like this, if it was for a home, you'd see a flitch plate inside of there. So in that case, I'm thinking that this isn't, it doesn't hold the same code. I'm not too familiar with stage work.
Come
So this street was actually used in a lot of the scenes that I actually saw. I kind of recognize it, and even though I haven't really seen very much of the show, I kind of do recognize this from some of the scenes. It might be another road, but I guarantee that I saw maybe 1 or 2 scenes down this road that is now completely dilapidated. It's collapsing. It's all rotten. It's going. Even a building right behind me over here, the whole wall is kicked out on the bottom of it. It's pretty crazy that they're just, I guess they just let these things fall down. I guess they really just let nature take these things back, and over the course of time, you don't even see them anymore. They're kind of like the pyramids. They get covered up by the rainforest, right? So especially around here, the wildlife does grow pretty wildly. So like, I'm going to go step into here and look, and it's probably rotten the whole way through. But there's probably a joist right here, which is one right underneath there. But look, I just wanted to get in here because there's more props inside of here. I don't really want to step on this wood very much. I also don't know what that animal waste is from, or what animal that waste is from. But we found some more props inside here, so they're not completely all empty. Like I said, they might have shot in some scenes inside of some of these, so they did have to complete them, like that chapel back there. I'm walking up, more, oh, I guess this is where they stored all the lights. I love lighting, especially themed movie lighting. Oh, that's the best one right there. That's the best one. It doesn't look like it belongs here though. It looks like it belongs on the Nautilus. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, everybody. But look at all these. I love lighting. I really do. It really sets up the tone of everything. You kind of know where you're at, whatever it is, with just the lighting. And this is very, very much like what you would see in Salem around the witch trials. Very cool. Definitely a bunch of props left here. What's that? Looks like a torso. Torso, legs, arms. Huh. Got some more body parts right here. A duck. That weird thing right there. Is that something from the show? If anybody out there has watched the show and you see any of these props here that might have been used in the show, that's particularly cool for you, but let me know about that, because I don't know what really any of this stuff is. Like I said, I never really got into it. I just looked at the town when it was actually intact. I love these though. I think it's a grinding block. I think it's a grinding stone, and it's an actual stone, really nice and heavy. It is a grinding stone because it has a foot pedal right there. What you would do is you would pedal and you'd put your axe on it and it would spin. And that's probably how they used to cut the witches' heads off sometimes. Or you probably see a guy in the street spinning that in the background, give more of a realistic effect. They even have fruit. It's funny because they kind of took care of storing this, and then all these buildings are kind of just falling down. Not this one. This one's still in pretty good shape, but I guess maybe because they were doing stuff inside of here, they made it a little better than the rest that are falling down. I'm not too sure. It's kind of a mystery to me as to why they would just let this place go. You gotta thank Cinematic Seth for letting this thing go down. Let me borrow 32 gig tough card. I appreciate that, my man.
Always looking out.
Go check him out in the links below.
The terrible truth. For you, sir.
So, it has been since removed, but there once was a pirate ship that sat right out in the middle of this lake here, which I wish was still there, but with my luck, I would not have any way to get there right? And it would sit right there and it would taunt me.
You have pled guilty to the practice of witchcraft, but such a plea is not sufficient to spare your life.
So in that case, luckily enough, it was taken apart and it was sold to somebody who could actually use it, I assume. So there was a pirate ship out there that we missed. We were walking down that street and we were seeing the front of the facades falling down into the road over there. The back side is completely blown out. You see the walls, they just fell right down. Look at the roof. Those aren't shingles, it's just slats of wood. That's actually shingle right there. So like I said before, I guess where they were going to store stuff, because this is the building where they're storing stuff. So they actually had roofing shingle on top of there. It's not very good roofing shingle, but it will keep out the rain. Those were just slats of wood. They were just dumping water inside of there. I mean, even when it was filming, it had to have been uncomfortable and wet inside of there. Okay, so what I think I just discovered here is a part of the pirate ship. So it's a facade basically of a pirate ship that was, I guess, used so the actors were easily able to get on there and then be able to film inside of it. I'm not exactly sure if that's what that is. Max, how'd I know, Max? So this is the interior of the pirate ship, guys. Like we said, we suspected that this would be the interior of the pirate ship. Very cool. I love pirate ships. This is probably not a pirate ship. I might be saying that wrong, but it's an old ship. Right, Max? What kind of ship do you think this is?
I would say this is a English galleon. It's styled like a pirate ship, but it's obviously the ships they used to get from probably England to North America. So yeah, an English galleon type ship. I think that's what they're called.
It's cool that it's here, man. I was kind of upset that it wasn't in the water, so I guess that this was like the set that they used to use so the actors didn't have to go on a boat or do anything like that. So that was probably a facade out there in the first place, and you probably weren't even able to walk on it at that point, you know? But it's very cool to have this here. Very, very cool.
Of course, the link to his channel is going to be in the description.
So when I walked over to the water over there, I was pretty bummed that I wasn't going to see a pirate ship today. But we were able to see a pirate ship today. Very cool. And we probably would, like I said, the other one was probably just a facade in the middle of the water that looked like a big pirate ship, but we probably wouldn't have been able to get on in the first place. So at least we got on that one.
No, my child. No. No. Please.
All right, guys, so there's a barn to the back side of this town, and I just believe it's for, yeah, there's a well that well used to be in town. I actually saw that in one of the scenes. So that was kind of prevalent in this TV show. Also, I'm sure these wagons were getting dragged around for extra scenery and possibly for a couple of different scenes. This is where they stored that, and obviously it looks like they did it right. Those aren't slats. There's a real roof on here. There's actually a fan inside here, so they might have even worked on props inside here. So what you can see right here, yeah. So they would store things inside of here. They would probably work on different props to have paperwork right over here. Yeah. So this is the cast. This right here is their name in the TV show. And those are the episodes and everything else. So we just found possibly a piece of the itinerary. It's not a script. But I guess this is where the actors would know where and when to be. So this was their itinerary. That's very cool. This is the nicest house in the entire property, and it looks like it is finished for the set. So they used to film scenes inside of this house. More than likely, this room was a prevalent scene. This wasn't, because if you walk through here, you will see that it's just a facade for the back. Whoa, and it's rotten too. So it's cheap wood on the floor, that's rotten, and just a facade back here like the other houses. But if we walk through here carefully, we see another fireplace. It's very cool. See, this is all rotting. This is all cheap wood. Actually, this is better than the other stuff. I'm still going to be very careful. It's still very, very tricky around here. It's a dicey situation. Oh, look at this light.
Oh my God, I'm going to be sick. You did not hasten that tiny life.
I have not forgotten you. Look behind you. Remember me now? I am Rebecca Nurse.
Alright guys, so that is the entire village of Salem. At least the entire village of Salem that was used for the TV show Salem. This was a really great explore. I really dug this. This is really cool. I like TV shows, I like movies, I like the sets, I like to find out how things go on behind the scenes. And this was kind of all that wrapped up in one. So how could I have a bad time here? We've been waiting to get here for a little while. It's pretty new find. So I'm actually happy that I didn't have to think about it very much. And I had a good time here. I hope you guys had a good time checking this out. And you know it, we'll see you at the next spot. Peace. This was our entire trip, and thanks to this little ninja right here, he got us through the woods because he was able to slip through the bushes and stuff like that. But yeah, Who's the best?
We're the first ones to be on the ground filming it.
We're the best.
There was another guy here, but he did a drone.
He did a drone. We're gonna do drone shots too, but
yeah, we are. Yeah.